Think Route 66 has shown you everything? Think again. Just beyond the neon lights and classic diners lie roads few travelers ever see. Routes that climb mountains, trace ancient rivers, and reveal landscapes that feel untouched by time. These aren't detours, they're the real showstoppers. Get ready to discover 10 breathtaking scenic drives hiding just off Route 66, places so beautiful, they'll make the main road feel like the warm-up act. Number 1. Great River Road, Illinois and Missouri. We're starting only a short drive from where Route 66 begins in Chicago, about 4 hours southwest, at the point where the flat Midwest finally starts to surprise you. Running alongside the Mississippi River, the route marks the first real upgrade in scenery after leaving the plains behind. The Great River Road stretches between Alton, Illinois and St. Louis, Missouri, following the curves of the river past limestone bluffs, riverside towns, and wide-open water views. Bald eagles are common here, and the slower pace makes it feel like a step back in time. From quiet overlooks above the river to historic stops like the Chain of Rocks Bridge, this side route adds depth and atmosphere early in the journey, setting the tone for the unforgettable landscapes still to come. 2. Talimena Scenic Drive, Oklahoma. This detour pulls you farther from Route 66 than most, but it rewards the effort by presenting Oklahoma's most dramatic mountain scenery and sweeping ridgetop views. The Talimena Scenic Drive cuts across the Ouachita Mountains near the Oklahoma-Arkansas border, trading plains and pasture land for long, elevated stretches of road with views that seem to go on forever. Instead of riverbanks and bluffs, you're riding high above forested valleys, especially striking in autumn when the hills ignite with color. Pull-offs appear regularly, each revealing a different perspective, some opening toward distant ridgelines, others dropping sharply into wooded ravines below. It's remote, quiet, and unexpectedly bold for this part of the country. For travelers following Route 66, Talimena delivers a complete visual reset, proving that Oklahoma's most memorable landscapes often sit far beyond the familiar highway corridor. Number 3. Sandia Crest Scenic Byway, New Mexico. Just minutes off Route 66 in Albuquerque, this drive rises from desert terrain to alpine views faster than almost anywhere in the Southwest. The Sandia Crest Scenic Byway climbs sharply along the eastern edge of the Sandia Mountains, gaining thousands of feet in elevation over a surprisingly short distance. One moment you're surrounded by scrub and stone, and soon after, pine forests and cooler air take over. As the road winds higher, pullouts uncover wide views across the Rio Grande Valley, with Albuquerque spread out far below. At the summit, the landscape opens dramatically, boasting one of New Mexico's most expansive overlooks, especially striking near sunset when the mountains glow with their signature pink hues. For anyone passing through Albuquerque on the Mother Road, this quick side trip creates a striking contrast in both landscape and climate, making it one of the most memorable byways along the journey west. 4. High Road to Taos, New Mexico. Directly off Route 66, this historic route links centuries-old villages with mountain landscapes that feel far removed from the highway. The High Road to Taos winds northeast from Santa Fe, following a slower, older path through small communities that predate the automobile era. Adobe churches, traditional plazas, and roadside art galleries appear along the way, each adding cultural depth to the drive. Elevation increases gradually, and the surroundings begin to change toward forested slopes and wide mountain views. Instead of sweeping highways, the road narrows and curves, encouraging a relaxed pace that allows the landscape to unfold naturally. As a counterpart to the faster Route 66 corridor, the high road offers a richer sense of place, blending New Mexico's history, architecture, and high country terrain into a single unforgettable stretch of road. Number 5. Enchanted Circle Scenic Byway, New Mexico. This alpine loop branches off the high road, circling New Mexico's tallest peak through a mix of lakes, forests, and wide-open valleys. The Enchanted Circle Scenic Byway forms a full loop around Wheeler Peak, passing through small mountain towns like Red River, Eagle Nest, and Taos Ski Valley. Each section of the drive brings a different character: quiet meadows, dense pine forests, and open stretches where the mountains dominate the horizon. Roadside lakes reflect the surrounding peaks, while high-elevation air keeps temperatures cool even in summer. Wildlife sightings are common here, and traffic tends to thin out once you leave the main corridors. As an extension of the high road experience, this loop deepens the mountain atmosphere and introduces a broader, more immersive alpine character that contrasts sharply with the desert stretches defining much of Route 66. 6. Petrified Forest National Park Scenic Drive, Arizona. One of the only national parks directly tied to Route 66, this drive reveals painted deserts and ancient fossilized trees only a short distance from the original highway. The scenic road through Petrified Forest National Park cuts across a landscape shaped by time rather than elevation. Color replaces greenery here. Bands of red, purple, gray, and blue stretching across the painted desert in broad, open formations. Scattered throughout the park are massive logs turned to stone, some more than 200 million years old, lying exactly where they fell. Pullouts lead to overlooks, short walks, and remnants of early Route 66 itself, preserved alongside the geology. No other road on this list compares in terms of history and geology. Instead of forests or mountains, it delivers a rare combination of deep history, desert color, and direct Route 66 heritage, all unfolding at a slow, deliberate pace. 7. Walnut Canyon Scenic Road, Arizona. A brief detour from Route 66 near Flagstaff leads into a narrow limestone canyon lined with ancient cliff dwellings. Walnut Canyon Scenic Road descends quickly into a landscape carved by water and time. Steep canyon walls rise on both sides, their pale rock faces broken by dark openings once used as homes by the Sinagua people centuries ago. The drive itself is short, but the setting is dense with history. Stone alcoves appear high along the canyon walls, while the road follows the rim, offering views straight down into the winding gorge below. The contrast between the quiet forest above and the enclosed canyon beneath is immediate. This stop replaces wide horizons with intimacy, trading open space for depth and detail, an unexpected change of scale for travelers continuing west along Route 66. 8. Oak Creek Canyon Scenic Drive, Arizona. Less than 40 minutes from Walnut Canyon, this drive sends you into a winding canyon where pine forests give way to towering red rock walls on the road towards Sedona. Oak Creek Canyon Scenic Drive follows a narrow ribbon of pavement alongside flowing water, with sheer rock faces pressing in as the elevation steadily drops. The environment changes mile by mile, cool shade near the rim, then warmer air and glowing sandstone farther down. Switchbacks carve through tight curves, and the canyon opens briefly at overlooks that frame steep cliffs and pockets of greenery below. In autumn, the trees lining the creek turn bright gold, adding contrast to the red stone surrounding them. This stretch trades straight pavement for constant motion and texture, setting up a dramatic transition toward the red rock country that defines central Arizona. 9. Apache Trail, Arizona. This rugged side route pulls you far from the comfort of Route 66, leading into a corridor of desert cliffs, narrow ledges, and deep blue lakes. The Apache Trail traces a rough path east of Phoenix, cutting through volcanic rock and steep canyon walls that leave little room for error. Sections of the road hug the edge of drop-offs, with sharp turns opening onto sudden views of Canyon Lake and the surrounding Superstition Mountains. Pavement gives way to gravel in places, reinforcing the sense of isolation and adventure. Historic markers along the route hint at its past as a supply road, built long before modern highways softened the landscape. For those willing to slow down and embrace a more demanding drive, the Apache Trail provides one of the most visceral road experiences in the Southwest. Raw, exposed, and unforgettable. Number 10. Angeles Crest Highway, California. After roughly 6 hours on the road from Arizona's Apache Trail, this high-elevation drive delivers a final surprise before Route 66 reaches the Pacific. The Angeles Crest Highway climbs quickly into the San Gabriel Mountains, rising above the sprawl of Los Angeles and replacing city streets with sharp curves and open ridgelines. Dense forests, exposed rock faces, and long drop-offs define the route, with elevation changes that feel dramatic this close to the coast. Clear days reveal sweeping views across Southern California, stretching from desert basins on one side to the distant outline of the ocean on the other. Temperatures can shift noticeably along the drive, adding to the sense of transition as the journey nears its end. As the last major scenic road near Route 66's western terminus, Angeles Crest serves as a fitting finale, high, expansive, and unexpected, closing the adventure with one final reminder that the most memorable roads often run alongside the famous ones, not on them. Route 66 may end at the Pacific, but the drive doesn't have to stop there. If you're ready to keep going, watch our video on the Pacific Coast Highway, where cliffs meet the ocean and every mile feels iconic. If this journey inspired you, tap like, subscribe for more unforgettable road trips, and I'll see you on the next drive.